All right, so my name is Creighton Reed. I am currently 22 years old. I go to the University of Nebraska-Kearney, just finishing up my undergrad. I've been coaching football there the past couple years, and I'm going to share with you guys my testimony. So, growing up, I was your everyday small-town kid. I loved playing sports, did everything from football to wrestling, basketball, baseball, everything. Just loved competing with everybody else. And growing up, I was going to church on Sundays. I was going to Sunday school. I was baptized as an infant, and I thought I was a Christian. Thought I knew how everything worked. It was going into my junior year of high school that I attended a FCA Weekend of Champions camp in Grand Island. And I went strictly because it was a football camp. I heard athletics was involved, so I really wanted to just go there, compete, play football. Really didn't expect to get anything out of the deal because I thought that I knew everything because I went to Sunday school and went to weekday school and all that. Went to church, I said prayers, I was good to go. It was there where I heard 4 words. I heard God, man, Christ, and response. And I knew who God was and I knew who Christ was, but I didn't fully grasp who I was and what that response factor actually meant. I never heard that term before. So it was at that camp where I really heard the gospel and found out really how bad of a person I really was, but how great of a God that we really had. And that in order to serve God and accept Christ into your heart, there had to be that response factor. Before that, whenever I played sports, it was strictly to bring glory to me, to put myself on a pedestal and show everybody this is how great I am. I wanted to be in the papers. I wanted to be on the news. And I wanted all the glory to come strictly to me. In front of people, I seemed like a great guy who was, if I scored a touchdown, I'd say a prayer or something, and it seemed like I was doing everything right. I never really got in trouble or anything. Everybody thought I was just this good guy, but behind the doors, when the doors were closed and nobody else was watching, I had different thoughts going through my mind. I was tempted by a lot of things and struggled in a lot of areas of my life. But after I heard that response factor at camp, and making that 180 turn and walking away from your sin and started walking towards Christ, that's when I truly, after I heard that response factor, I started getting into the Word a little bit and finding out more and more about myself, more and more about God, more and more about Christ. And it was before, I was 17 years old. It was before the first varsity game my junior year, where I was in the study hall room 402 and I was going through Galatians, and I came across Galatians 2:20, and it said, "I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me." And I was really convicted by that verse because when I read that, I realized I had to be crucified. I had to die to my old self. I had to die to who I was before I became a Christian. You hear the term YOLO a lot. You only live once. Well, and as a Christian, you have to die. You have to be born twice. You're born obviously physically when you come into the world, but then you have to be born again and you have to become a Christian and put aside all your sinful desires. There's that response factor, and start walking in a way that's honoring and brings glory to Christ even when you're behind closed doors. So it was at that time where I surrendered my life to Christ and started chasing Him, and ever since that day, it hasn't been easy. Just when you become a Christian, people are like, it's been going great, everything's good now. I've been starting Bible studies and stuff like that. It actually gets harder. In high school, being a Christian guy and knowing what is right and what is wrong, it becomes very hard because your friends want to go out on the weekends and do certain things. In athletics, it's hard because you're competing against all these guys, and coaches are like, hey, we got to go out there, we got to destroy them, and you hear terms like that all the time. But becoming a Christian and becoming a Christian athlete, it becomes very difficult in that situation. You get into college, it gets even tougher. You're going to be tempted throughout high school and college on what are you doing Friday night, what are you doing Saturday night, and just being told all the wrong things. So being a Christian it's a hard thing to do. But how I've helped with that situation is just surrounding myself with other athletes, with other friends that are Christians. Find guys that you can connect with, or find girls you can connect with if you're a girl, and just continue to build up that faith, because it's just like in sports. If you don't practice a sport for a long time, you're going to start struggling in that sport. So for me, it was just continuing to read the Bible and get into Scripture and surround myself with other Christian dudes, and just that you can build on them and they can build on you, and just surround yourself with those type of individuals. So that's pretty much my testimony. I hope you guys took something from that, and yeah.